Morning Hivekeepers watchers, we're here today at Dale's hive that you might remember last season it was an abandoned hive. We've got it back in some sort of working and functional order, but you might remember it had a really cranky and irritating queen that was aggressive. Her bees were aggressive towards us, and today's the day we've finally got the replacement queens arrived, and we're really keen to get in there, get this sorted. You'll note that there's really three of us here today because Dale's holding the camera. I've got Dave off to my side to keep plenty of smoke happening, and I'm here. And I just wanted some extra hands with this one. I don't know how you've gone with dealing with aggressive hives before, but this one was certainly up there for what I've had to deal with. And I just wanted extra hands in case it takes us a while to find the queen in here. That is obviously the sole purpose, is to find the queen that's in there now, destroy her and put a new queen in. To do that a bit more safely today, we're going to take this honey super off and I'm going to put it to the side. Then we're going to take one box at a time. I'm going to take this middle box first. We've got a table set up about 50 metres away, and we're going to put the box on there and go through and find the queen. The reason I'm taking it over there, because for any foraging bees that are with us, they'll take to the air and they'll fly back to this location because they know this is home. So we'll end up having less bees over there, I hope, which will be a great result. We've had lots of smoke, you can probably see that, and I reckon that's really important today. I think we just got to get this happening, and wish us some luck. Dave up here with the smoke. I'm going to lift this lid and you're just going to get some in and around, and we're just going to let that feed through. Just going to shut the lid for a minute.
Protect your eyes, man.
It's almost it's flowing that way. It's about 19 degrees today. It's actually
open the back. We'll push them in from the back then.
Oh, we're just up the top here. It's a bit thunderstorm-like today, which is probably not optimal conditions for this, but when the queen bees turn up in the male, you've got to do what you've got to do. So we sort of didn't have a choice with that. We're just lucky it's not raining or the like. So I'm going to just make this happen now. Nice buzz, that's a really loud buzz. How's the creature in there? There's a cockroach. I'm going to have a quick look, just an assessment as we go, but I am going to keep moving in general. This top box is just a box of frames, a box of foundation. You might be able to see down through there. There's not really many bees on it, to be honest. Just going to put it to the side, out of the way, so it's not going to cause us any grief. Dale, they're probably not as active as I expected, which is good.
Good thing.
But time will tell. Just for your sake, Dave, don't be surprised if they want to jump at your face.
Roger.
But it's been a fair while since we've been in here. It's not impossible that they haven't changed their temperament and they're behaving differently. Gee, they've propolised that on pretty tight. For those that don't know, all this that you see here is sort of propolis, the glue that they use to fill up holes and to fix things down. But it's still coming up. We're doing all right.
Do you have another tool in there?
Nearly around. And Dave, look through the top, because you saw some bees the other day. What is your impressions looking down from above? So it's springtime.
Not as busy as the other ones we looked at.
So there's far fewer bees in here than I was anticipating. Well, that's good because they're not going to be in our face. I can certainly see some moving up. So what we're going to do now is going to take action. I might end up leaving you on the smoker, Dave, I'm not sure. Yeah. I can see lots of honey. It's going to be a heavy box. So if you put the smoker just over in this corner, it'll slowly come over. I reckon I might get you to lift it, given you're my strong guy. We might have to work our way around a bit, because we don't want to damage the box completely. Beautifully painted.
Have you got a start on your side?
I've only got a start at the front. I'm not really getting much else yet. There's a good bit of leverage under this.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a...
Yep, that's good on my side.
Great, same here.
Yep.
Heavy, it is heavy.
So before I move, where are we going to?
Lift up, you can walk across the front.
Yep.
To the table, watch your head right behind you.
Head lift. Yeah, lift.
I'll bring you through.
Thanks, man.
So I'm going to put that lid on there. What that's doing is it's sealing them up, which is just fine. We're going to start walking over that way. I'm just going to grab Dave's tool, let him drop. Let's go this way, Dale. So we're moving about 50 metres away. As I said, those foraging bees will just quite happily raise to the air and most likely come back to the hive location. Gives us a bit of breathing space so that we don't have to always have as many bees in our face as we're doing this. So we're finding the old queen. If we find her, we will kill her. The sooner we do that, the better. As soon as she's killed, we can put everything back together, put the new queen in, and we're done. The new queen's sitting in the car at the moment, and I look forward to getting her in there and making this a productive hive.
These bees are nice and calm.
Yeah, they're doing all right, aren't they?
Thanks, fella.
You can have that side, I'll work this side. We're just going to keep the smoke going, Dave, so either of us can puff it at any time.
Yep.
And we'll just do a lever. You can start there and come across.
Yep.
And just go slow. Don't go any faster than you're prepared to, because we don't want to miss her.
Now, just be advised, I find it harder to recognise the queen than you do, so I'll be pulling them out and getting you to inspect
Just
them.
go slow. Yep. And we're going to have to clean up these between it so they actually can work apart. That's all the bridging comb, brace comb. Like Dale, you're behind the camera, I know at the moment. Yep. But how is their behaviour different to what we experienced last year? Just go gentle, Dave, so not bouncing around too much. How is it different to their behaviour?
They seem pretty docile compared to what happened last year.
That's problematic.
Yep.
What was that? Ooh, rotted.
We knew that they'd be. So you've got newer frames, so they'll be easier to get out. So we might work from your side across.
Yeah, okay.
And like beautiful honey, Dale.
It looks nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, they seem pretty.
Yeah, so I'll get a bit of smoke because you can hear the noise just stepping up now. Yep. And of course, because we're in their space, this is their space.
Lots of honey.
Now this is good because we're going to be able to fly through this, and I reckon we'll probably end up not finding any brood at all in this box.
Smoke?
Yeah, lots of smoke coming. They'll come up to your face a bit because that's their nature.
Lots of honey in this.
So can you just sit that frame against what you've got there, or otherwise you can reach over there if that's a bit easier. Just double check there's no queen. Well, you can pass to me. You work on lifting out the next one.
You inspect, I'll pull them out.
See that there, guys? Obviously some of the honey was stuck to the wall, that causes that. You'll be harvesting honey soon, maybe.
Very nice. Looks great, doesn't it?
No queen, wouldn't expect her there anyway. Just putting that there for now. Bit of weight in that, Dave.
You good? Smoke? Got that?
Got that. These are actually not too bad. Whilst they're active, they're not at my face. Last year they would have been right in us the whole time. Don't you reckon, Dale?
Absolutely, son. Yep.
Some really old hardware, like the frames are really tired, and they definitely need replacement. And we'll end up taking these out, Dale. And I reckon we'll take some of them out today. Yep. Like that's a classic one we're going to take with us, and we'll end up putting some fresh frames that we had over there just with foundation. This is working well. Oops. Smoke's doing its thing. I'll come and get them in a sec.
Yes, I'll pull them out, you inspect, alright?
Fine. So again, I'm seeing some brood on the bottom of this frame now. Just down the bottom, I can see, it's a bit hard to see. The light's not great today.
No.
It's just a bit dull, but you'll get the idea of what we're up to. So it's important then that I do have a close watch for the queen. I'd love to find her in this box just so that we're done and dusted, and I can even see eggs in there. So we've got a queen in here. We know that because if there's eggs, she's been in there in the last day or two.
It'll be the last cell we pull out.
Yeah. So that's the we're going to leave that one in for them. You might only get a couple that we replace out today, but that's all right. More brood. There's definitely eggs in this frame.
She's hard to find, son.
Yeah, so she's one of a kind.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The chance of finding an unmarked queen is slim, but we actually have to, so we have to keep going. I know people that have spent 2 hours doing this. I'm more confident than that, but Then again, there's times I've never found a queen, but there've been times it hasn't mattered as much. Yeah, so there's a good bit of brood, lots of honey on the outside. Certainly I'm okay with their level of aggression. Like this is actually, they're up and around, but they're certainly not aggressive. This is really good.
Mellow bees.
Oh, they're not mellow.
Oh, compared to what you were talking about.
Oh, yeah, compared to that, it's chalk and cheese. So there's a little bit of open brood where you've got the larvae. It's 19 degrees, but there's a light breeze, so I'm not going to hold them out for too long. Once I'm confident I've checked the frame for the queen, they'll go down into that box, just to keep them out of the wind. Just keep them down low for a sec, Dave, just while I do this. There's a fair few on here, so I just want to... Gee, this frame's tired. It's got to come out soon.
That's an old one, that one.
Yeah, that was one of the originals that
was,
went. You can see all the damage, rot,
yep.
And also it'd be wax moth damage.
Yeah, look at that through the top edge.
You don't want to leave that in your hive, folks. But we've got to stage this, and that'll happen soon. The update of that. And I don't know how you discard your gear, but something like that in an area like this could easily be burnt. Set it on fire once you've extracted the honey you want from it. That way you're just not leaving it around for other bees to forage from and spread disease from.
I reckon great idea moving away from the rest of the hive, boss.
Yeah,
that's working a treat.
Yep, we don't have half the hive. Oh, there's a little hive beetle. First one I've seen here in this hive. I'll tell you what, yeah, you can see it there, can't you?
Yeah, look at that. There it is.
Yep. See it climbing around?
Yeah, give him a squish.
How's that going to work?
Go on.
That light breeze in this suit, I can feel the cooling effects of the suit. So my normal suits, which is what Dave's wearing and the like, no ventilation, whereas this one from Dunk's Honey, it's good. I can feel it today. Some of the other days I haven't really noticed it as much, but today I can really tell.
We love Dunks.
Oh, thanks, man. Slow and steady, of course. She's not usually going to hang around the honey, but I suppose it's very feasible that she could go for a wander to see if there's any spare cells in that area.
Boss, we're going to get some pellets. We're running low.
Yeah, they're back over there, aren't they? Yep, go for it. Just, yep, you do that, and maybe just leave the smoker here and just bring the pellets back.
Roger.
Using a product today, which we got from Beck's Beehive. I don't know if you don't know her, she's a beekeeping supply shop in Melbourne, and she provided me with some lavender husk pellets, and they actually burn really well. They burn quite cool. They're reliable, they burn for a long time. We're pushing the smoker pretty hard just to keep that extra smoke in the air today, but they've been holding on well, I reckon. I use Hessian sometimes, coffee sack Hessian, and that's okay. And I still like to do that, but I'm always interested in learning, trying something new, and they're going good, Beck. You can sort of see at the bottom there, that big chunk, that peanutty thing. Just, yep.
Yes.
Like it's not complete, but that would have been them just sort of mucking around with a swarm cell. But they're only having a bit of a muck around. So this frame's old. There's no brood on it. We're going to take that one out. So I'm going to put it down here for now, and I'll shake it into the box later. Just thought of something else you should get me, Dave, but from over there. But
I'll go back and get it in a sec. Just let me reload this.
Yeah, please. Before you lift the lid, can you just put some smoke over here, Dave, just for this area, and maybe just encourage them down. Then they can get a tool in. This is that frame that we really need to take out, and I'm hoping it's just honey, in which case it should be pretty easy. Oh wow. I'm just going to push it to the side. Good work, Dave. Dave, can you put a hand on that for a second? Push down. Oh, yep, I'm cool.
Got him.
That was hard work. Yep, so all honey. I'll do the normal check for the queen, but you're going to take some honey today, Dale.
Love the sound of that there, Simon.
And like you can do this really simple. You can just cut it out with a knife.
Yep.
And these frames have got to go. They're not coming back into your hive, mate.
Gotcha.
Just hang on, let's see what's going on here. Oh yeah, they're bringing in fresh honey on this side. Just do the due diligence and check if I can see anything.
These pellets are really good, boss.
You happy with those?
Yeah, they're great.
Just talking about them. Yeah, I'm pretty confident they're going to work. They're going to work all right too. Right.
A lot cooler than yesterday.
Yeah.
I think these bees are calmer than a lot of the ones we had yesterday.
Yeah, especially, yeah, you're right.
Over by the tree, they're all just sitting there doing nothing. They're very relaxed over there.
And there's several explanations for that. Maybe they're just busy doing other things. Maybe they've replaced the queen and she's a little bit different. I'm just doing a scan here to see if the queen's inside the box. Very unlikely in my view, but I've been caught out before. Just stop the smoke for a tick, thanks. Great. So this box is in good condition. They're quite alright, Dale, look.
Yeah, very. Yeah, they're not attacking my face at all, Simon. Compared to last time.
Like this is great case really. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put those frames back in here in the middle, the ones which had brood on it. We're going to leave the ones with honey. I'm going to shake them back onto this box, but in fact I might take them over. When I've got those frames in here, Dave, you're going to muscle them back for me.
Yep.
Look at that.
Do you want me to just run smoke while you put them back in?
Yeah, just for now. This is the one frame we need to remove next time, Dale.
Sure.
I'm going to put that to the side a bit, so hopefully I can encourage her to not do much more in there. Not that you can tell a queen to do anything. Bit of rain, I don't know if you can hear that, guys. And luckily we're under the tree.
Looks like we planned it that way.
Some of the brood may suffer a bit, but I've got to tell you, it's not cold out here. It might be cold if a drop of rain lands on your face, but otherwise it's not cold. But we don't want to be complacent. We're going to leave them some honey to feed on. I don't want to take it all, but I'm going to put it to the side.
Sure.
I think that'd be unfair to them. Quick clean up. Gee, look at it. Look at this. That frame is in.
That's
Very rotted.
Right. That'll come out as soon as we can.
Is that like a 6-month-old frame or a 10-year-old frame, or?
I reckon it's at least 10 years, and that was one of the original frames when we found this abandoned hive that we started to work with it. I've actually got an idea, which is what we'll do when we get over there.
Uh-oh.
What? Just joking. Don't be worried. Dave, can you take that as it is?
Yep.
I just need you to know there's heaps of bees on the outside of the box here.
Yep.
So I'm just going to try to...
Are you able to manage my smoker and my pellets?
Yeah, I might even give Dale something to carry.
Can you just brief me where this is going when I arrive?
So, next to where that other box is on the ground.
Okay.
Dale, that's for your other hand. I know
Thanks,
you've got a
mate.
bit to do.
Gotcha.
You start walking, Dave. And this is coming with us. And the reason I'm taking these with me is there's lots of bees on those frames of honey, which I want to shake off into the hive, but I just don't want to do that just yet. Don't fall over now, Dave, because you'll be on fail army by next week.
Yeah. Remember the time we were at Marcel's house and I fell in that hole?
Yeah, well.
That was awesome.
I'll just set you up, Dave, over here. I do this just to get it off the ground. Can you lay it across there confidently?
No problem. Okay.
So, we're going to give them some fresh frames to play with.
Can we grab that smoker?
Thanks, Dave.
I'm going to keep the brood in there mostly together. So you can see that the frames there are mostly together.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to do another one there. Oh, it's stuck. Oops.
I'll put that down there for you.
It's already sticking together.
So today, why did you decide to tape your legs up? I know we didn't do that yesterday.
Yeah, I know I can be vulnerable at the ankle with just bees climbing up the ankle. I haven't really...
Sorry, mate.
You got me. I haven't had too many issues with it, but I just thought today's the day to let's avoid that altogether. I think I am going to leave that frame in there for now. We're going to have to do something with it next time, Dale.
Gotcha, mate.
See, keep changing my approach, but I'm going to put it there. I'm not explaining every single little decision that's going on in my mind. So we'd be here forever, and really, realistically, I just got to get a job done. I'm happy there. That's good. I'm going to shake these bees into this box for now. Beautiful looking honey under there.
Look at that, nice.
That's the only bit that's not quite capped, Dale. Otherwise, the rest has been capped really
up
nicely, to be honest. So they're going to go to your house. 3 frames of honey, mate.
Nice, mate.
Oops.
A bit of extracting to do.
Yeah, so this will be just crush, rather than get out in a proper extractor, this is just crush them and
Get rid of the frame.
destroy the frames.
Those tools cleaned up really nicely after yesterday.
Yeah, you've got to make sure you, from apiary to apiary, you really look after your gear. Watch the biosecurity issue. Be confident that your gear's not going to transmit diseases, pests and diseases from one place to the other. Sort of want to scoop this. There, right, Dave. Stand by. Look at that. I couldn't have done that, Dale,
No.
with these bees back in...
Was it? Do you reckon it was the messmate or something that they?
well, we're talking about...
feeding on that.
Good memory, man. The stringy bark messmate here in Victoria is allegedly makes them a bit
Bit
hormonal or something. I'm not sure what it is, but they certainly can behave in an unusual way.
I think it'd be a mistake to underestimate my calming influence on bees as well.
Nice one, Dave.
That's exactly it, Dave.
All right, quickly give me a second to have a think. We've got to go through that box.
Let me give that some smoke.
Give that some smoke. I'm wondering whether we do this one in situ and do it right here, given what we're experiencing.
I reckon that'll be totally manageable.
Dave, if you can just smoke for a second, I'm going to lift this. But then after that, can you go bring one of the queens over? We're just going to then sit here on the back.
Yep, you tell me when.
Oh, they're a bit more noisy here, aren't they? All right, you just sit that smoke on that back ledge. Certainly got them around my face now. Oh, just put the smoker down a little bit there. That seems to be aggravating them.
Might be a bit more.
So you go this is the hassle of, trying to find a queen in there, and I'll take the blame for it of putting this on top of the, originally this was above the actual,
get a queen.
Thanks. Originally this was above the excluder, but then I went and put it on there. A smart man would have put the excluder on there first, just in the unlikely chance she wants to go from that bottom box into this lid. She's had the opportunity now. How do you reckon I'd go finding her in there, Dale?
How are we going to do that?
My hope is she's in there.
Okay.
Put these girls here. Why couldn't they behave like this last year?
Oh, it'd be great, wouldn't it? They're not attacking me at all.
Before I lift, you can see a heap of frames here. We're going to swap out this year too.
Yeah, okay, they're gone.
I'm going to deal with that strategy after today. Like, that's not a today job I'm worrying about. We'll get some of those honey ones out.
Sure.
But one thing at a time, eh? All right. I expect some of them could well break. If they break, well, we'll rethink of that on the fly. Geez, they're there. They're noisy.
They are
but
noisy,
they're not.
They're not in my face at all, Son. Compared to last year, or the end of season.
I know you're on the camera, but if you do spot her, just shout out.
Yep.
I'm not expecting you to do all the looking for us.
Just watch your head, guys, when you stand up those trees.
Yep. Thanks, Dave.
All right, this is where we're just going to do one side at a time, Dave.
Yep.
One
I'm going to
frame.
put the queen just here, so no
Actually,
step
can
on
you
it.
put her at the back, please, of the hive, just
All
behind
right,
the hive?
Don't step on it.
Yeah, if it's there, I won't step there. And if you just do smoke management, and overall, I think they're being really good. So lots of pollen. I need to do an AFB check on this. American foul brood, if you didn't know what that was. Like, there's a real possibility in a hive like this that there could be issues, and you get a little stick, you look for a sunken cap or I think that's just, no, that's just, they've just capped over a bit of pollen there. Same there, most of this is bee bread, but I just was a few funny looking cells. If you're not sure, you might as well poke and have a look and just be confident that there's nothing unusual going on. Alright. Sorry for the lack of excitement, but I've just got to be methodical.
Did you paint these bee boxes yourself, Dale?
We had our lovely daughter Jewel
very nice.
paint the bee boxes, give them a little tinker up.
I reckon you could go into business, mate. People would buy them.
A little queen bee on the side there, it's nice. She loves it.
Has she got down in a suit yet, or do we need to make that happen?
We will get a suit.
Actually, we haven't, and I remember because they were so ridiculous, these bees. You don't want to bring anyone down here.
Don't bring any kids down
here. You
want
their kids' first impression of bees to be a positive one.
Correct.
And this would have been a good one, actually, today.
Yes.
But we didn't know, it was an unknown quantity, wasn't it? G'day guys, finally found a queen. We didn't bother showing it to you the whole process of us looking, and it's taken quite a long time. Believe it or not, we missed her the first time. And I found her when we've gone a second look in that middle box. Found her on a foundation frame. Gee, that foundation frame doesn't look too good. But you can see her there. This is her. Don't poke her just yet. But this is her last moment before we're actually going to kill her. I wanted to point out she doesn't have many bees following her around. A healthy queen should have lots of bees following her around. That way, you know, she's well looked after. Oh, there's some there. But while I'm going to take the opportunity, her life is over. See, she's sitting there. Not going to leave her there because they're going to know that that's her. She's going to be picked up and thrown away. And our job here is done with queen removal. I'm going to put this hive back together. Then in a moment, once we've done that, we'll get back to it and we'll show you what we're going to do with the new queen. Stay tuned. Hey guys, you might have seen the other video we did about the queens arriving in the mail the other day, but just for those that we should go and have a look at that first of all on the HiveKeepers YouTube channel. But for those that didn't, you can see here this is what they come in the post. There's a small little wooden container with two ends. One end's fully blocked with a bit of wooden dowel. One side's open like this, and the other end has a hole with a candied sugar fondant type product, and these bees will slowly eat their way through that. You can see a little worker in there having a chew now. But the queen's in there, can you see her? I don't know how easy it is. Our lighting outside today is a bit dull, but nonetheless, she's there. So the reason there's this big plug is to give her some food, but her workers will slowly work through that plug over the next few days and then be released into the main hive. And what that'll allow is for her pheromones to move through the hive, so she's got a higher chance of being accepted. There's always a chance this doesn't work, always, but usually it's pretty good. How I'm going to do it is I'm going to pick a couple of frames up the top here. I'm going to pick two frames that actually have drawn out foundation. I'm just moving them apart a little bit, you can see that. Might even just tidy up a few little bits of the edge. Just hoping I could bring that bit out. It'll get stuck in there in a minute. And you want to point that opening there where they're going to eat through, point it down. So like if you're seeing the side on, it's going to be about that. If you did it like that and something landed there and blocked that exit, they can't get out. That's not ideal. So literally what I'm going to do, hopefully I don't drop it in, not that it will go far. You push it in. See how I've pushed it in, it's sort of wedged in. We know that we're not going to put, I sort of do want to put a queen excluder on, so I'm going to push it down a bit further. So it's just below now. I don't reckon it will interfere with the queen excluder. I'm just going to tuck these in a little bit. That'll squash it in. And I'm just going to eyeball where that entrance is down the bottom. And I'm very confident there's nothing blocking that entrance. Those other bees are going to come and have a look, because at first take they might take her as a foreigner, which is why she needs to be separated from them. I would imagine within hours she'll be accepted there, but it might be a few days before she actually finds her way out, which is fine. So finishing this job now because it's time to close these girls up. Queen excluder is going to go back on. We're not going to put the main lid back on. You actually show them that lid while I just put this on. See some old damage. that's the original lid, and it's time for us to swap that out, so we will get a new lid for next time. But I'm going to put on here a flow hive box. They've got, do you know what, Dale? We're not going to put a flow hive box on it. I want them to draw out these frames here first. I think there's a fair bit of work to do before we put the flow hive on. I'll leave the queen excluder there. We'll put that lid on, Dave. The queen excluder can stay there. There's not much to gain by leaving it there, but we don't lose a whole lot either. So I'm feeling like we've had a successful day today. It did take us a while. I have no idea the time frame from start looking to the end, but it was a while. Definitely a while. But we did not have the aggression at all like we expected. You saw it first. We took that first box all the way over there under a tree, and that was to make sure we had a little bit more working space. They didn't end up being too frustrating for us, so we decided that the second box we just did it here, the bottom of the two boxes we did here. And it wasn't until we went back to that original one that we took over there that we actually found the queen moving around on just some foundation. She wasn't even working over some cells, so I thought that was interesting. Anyway, this really concludes the Dale's abandoned hive. We've got maintenance and works to do to really get it in optimum condition now, but the main bit of the story is done. If we've got any more updates or information about it, we'll of course fill you in and keep you in the loop. And we've got plenty of other hives that we're going to show you a bit more of and feature this spring and summer here in Southeast Australia. So stay tuned and have a bit of a look. Look forward to getting you out here in the apiary with us. Cheers, guys.